Morning, everybody. So it's Saturday, and I didn't want to work, but I'm taking off Monday, so I'm gonna have some coffee with you, and we're gonna talk about what I'm gonna do today, and hopefully today's a little better day, or at least I won't explode or catch shit on fire, stuff on fire, right? Oh, my wife made coffee this morning. Thank God. Oh, I was running late. Went to bed late. Had a lot of things to do. So I'm going to show you a little Jeep, have some coffee with you. Start off Saturday morning, right? So I can't wait today. We go to my granddaughter's, well, a princess show in Avenel, if anybody wants to go. I have the address. I just got to put it on Waze. Avenel Street, Performance Arts Center. So it's like all for little girls and princesses. It's going to be cool watching them all dress up. They're going to be happy. That's gonna be great. So I'm working my butt off. I keep trying to not PG. So I charged Robert up. Let's see how he works today. How you doing, Robert? Good morning, buddy. So I'm gonna show you a little bit here around the shop. So as of yesterday, my regulator went bad, and that's what caused the fire in the shop. And if you look in the back, I got this filing cabinet here. Look at that, AC. This is original. This is 50 years of reliability. Now I'm not a GM man, but I have owned GMs, and they're good trucks. It's got me through some good times, and I've Ford trucks, and I don't think I've ever had a Dodge truck. I had a lot of Chrysler Jeeps, never a Dodge truck yet. So my wife didn't want me to have this cabinet. And I definitely was buying it then because I wanted it. And you know, it's a little, but look how much room it's got. And I made room. I get to my box still. I just propped it up on some wood. I cut out some stuff I didn't need, and now I have a nice filing cabinet, which I got a ton of room, which I needed more space to put things because I can't have everything everywhere. I gotta have it in a cabinet. I gotta be able to find it and see it and look for it and get to it. And it has a little homemade lock there, which is cool. It's missing the original lock. But this is the original, like, I don't even think it's decals. I think it's painted on. Just about everything for everything that moves. AC Delco. It's got, I guess all your parts, your tune-up parts. Look at that. Distributor cap. People don't do anymore. Plugs. People don't do anymore. Shocks. People don't do anymore. Oil filters. There's the thing almost of the past. They came out with the spin-on one forever. Then they went to paper element, and then all the counters would break and cause engine problems and stuff like that. So they went back to spin-on because, you know, there's nothing wrong with spinning on a filter and flipping it over, draining it in the oil, and then throwing out the element and spinning on another one. They're more bulletproof. They have less problems done. Got batteries. Well, we're gonna still have batteries. You got Teslas, right? Oh, they got a lot of batteries. You got AC belt batteries that are good. You got ignition wires that are obsolete, and air filters are almost obsolete. Wire and cables obsolete. So most of this stuff here is obsolete, but not the cabinet. The cabinet needs for storage, and I wanted it, and I got it. You know, I paid a little money, and I got a ladder too, a 20-footer. If anybody wants it, it's on Marketplace. I'm not gonna put it on eBay, but Marketplace it's on. So just look up my name, Google my name, Marketplace, Lenny Massey, I think. And check it out. I got a 20-foot ladder and a 30-foot ladder. The 30-foot ladder, it's just too heavy. I'm getting too old, man. That ladder's heavy. The 20-footer, it was kind of perfect, but I don't need it right now. I got enough ladders, so I'm putting it out there for anybody that needs a nice ladder. They're both extension ladders. One's up to 20 foot. Starts at, I think, 11, 10, something like that, and extends to 20. The 30-footer starts at 16 foot and extends to 30 foot. So, I mean, that's a big ladder. That's heavy, but it's pretty much commercial. Very expensive ladders, though. Check it out. So what now we're going to do, I'm going to show you what happened. I'm going to bring Robert over here, which I have a new set of mirrors for the Yellow Submarine because I keep, you know, selling things and getting different things going on. So in the background, I got to shut up. No, I'm sorry, Robert, but you got to see what I'm trying to do here. So on this setup here, is a nice set of mirrors. They're like Explorer mirrors. They just slip in to when you take the doors off, right where the door bracket would bolt in, or just slip in. You just take the door off, you pop this mirror in, nice. I like this mirror setup because it's got a brace on it, which prevents this from rattling. And you're driving down the road, you want to be able to see it, so it keeps it steady. And it's kind of a nice setup. Also, the lock on the bottom, when you jam on those nuts, sometimes you mess up the bracket that's on the vehicle. You kind of chip the paint and everything. So this will spin on this nut here, and it's got a nylon lock there, and it'll lock in, and you won't have to really rip it up. It's got a nice washer set up. You don't need that washer. You don't need that. That's a lock. You don't need that lock washer. So that lock washer should go maybe somewhere else. That might have to go here. It just bolts on the bottom like that back, and then you can adjust it. And these 3 screws, a lot of people don't know. See these 3 screws here? Those 3 screws will tighten up this mirror, and then you could adjust it to where you're happy, and then you're done. So we're gonna put them on the Yellow Submarine in a little while. It comes with instructions. I forget the name of them. It was Uni something, I think. I got them on eBay. I got a lot of things on eBay in my garage. So we're gonna put those on today and be done with that. So I can turn Robert back on again now, since we don't need to see that. Also, this is funny. I find these things like irrigation plugs for my garden. I finally found them, couldn't find them. And here is a regulator that went bad yesterday. And I still have it because I'm gonna keep it. But so it doesn't even feel loose, but it blew up. Or was this one loose? It's just, this piece is loose. It leaked. All I know is it leaked, and all I know is a big fire, and I was like, ah! So I ain't gonna deal with that anymore. And you could see where the fire started. See the brown mark, the black mark on the bottom? That's where I think it started. I don't know, that was weird. Never seen that before. So I am gonna save him because I just don't know what happened to him, why it leaked. I never seen a gauge leak. So I ordered a set, Oxygen and acetylene, and I got them on eBay. So, you know, eBay, when you see something, it was like $189 for 2 gauges. I'm like, man, I got expensive equipment. It lasted like 30, 40 years, and it's still, I think it's still good till I diagnose what the heck happened. And I'm really not a fan of diagnosing gas leaks, but a little soap and water, my friend Bill said, is the best way to do it. Then you're not testing with gas. Or turn on the gas, use some soap and water around the gauges, figure out where the leak is, and replace that part. That's basically rebuilding it. That's all you're doing is resealing it. Now, maybe the gauge is just done. So I need to keep going. And I sold my mobile setup, which was a really nice setup. It was really heavy duty and it was easy, but it's just not big enough for shop work. When you're doing a lot of cutting and welding, you need bigger equipment because you just don't need to change the bottle out. If you're mobile and you're on the road, small setups are great. That's why I sold it to a guy, and he's going back to his country. He's taking my torch setup. So, well, his torch setups now, he bought them. So I did sell them to him, and he was good. So that's the mirror setup. That's my gauge explosion. That scared the hell out of me because my back was turned when it went boom. I was like, what the? And I just turned around. I threw my glasses. I did order another on eBay too. I ordered a set of, it's a shield. The whole shield goes down and it's tinted. So when you're torching things off or grinding things off, you're not getting whacked in the face and burnt up. And, you know, you got to think of safety because you think, oh, it'll never happen to me. It happened to me yesterday and I didn't expect that, but I had my fire extinguisher right next to me and that was a water-based fire extinguisher. It still put out a gas fire. You think about it. I did stick my, like after I put it out, the fuel was still going through that gauge to leak and it lit back up. I was like, oh crap. I doused it down again. As soon as I doused it down, I said, turn off the fuel. I just stuck my hand right through the fire as it was going out. I turned the gauge off, the tank off. I backed up a little bit, ready to blow up. And then I just sprayed it. I just said, freak this, spray everything. So there goes the heater. Hold on a second. Let me shut that off so you can hear me. You turn Robert on and we'll shut the heat off. I forgot about the heaters running in the background. I got a lot of heat going on in here. Kill the heat. wired the heat. I wired the heat, and the heat is both above me, thank God. So nothing on the bottom, and it's much better. Problem, I have extension cords going everywhere, and extension cords are always temporary. Remember that. And I'm in the shop. I'm smelling wire or smoke or fire. I'm like, this is like fire day, safety precaution day. Don't work with Lenny. So I was like, oh shit. I mean stuff. So I was like, I watched my wire coming from my barrel fan coming down. The wire was right in front of this $80,000 BTU heater blowing right on the wire. I was like, it's melting, and it's still wired in. So I disconnected it really quick, and I moved the wire away, and I'm like this. I'm like, okay, I got two hands. I got one hand here, I got one hand here. I was like, disconnect the heat. And I finally pulled the extension cord, and I kept it to the side. Now the wire burnt pretty good, and I let it cool off, and basically it sealed itself. Then I reconnected, and the barrel fan works. So I just put electrical tape on it. We'll keep on going. You know, that's another thing I'll put on my list of things to do. Fix wire, or at least check the wires. It's working great. But boy, I was like, yesterday was just not my day. So we're gonna leave it at that, and give me 5 minutes. I'll be back. Keep on watching. We're gonna start grinding off the rest of the frame, because I have no torch set up. I got torch work out on here to do, and I got torch work on my trailer to do. I got no torches. So I got the gauge set up. Instead of $199, I found a guy that had a nice new set. It was pretty new to me. It looked new, and it was the Oxen and acetylene gauges. And they're nice commercial gauges. They're not this Home Depot stuff, and they're not Harbor Freight stuff. If you're gonna do commercial work, real work, you need real gauges. So I got them for like, I think they were like $84. That was a beautiful set too. Exactly the nice set I have. I mean, a good heavy commercial dual gauge setup. Oxygen acetylene with 2 gauges each. So you got 4 gauges and 2 regulators. Brand, like pretty much newer, much newer. So that's that deal. I have that coming. So when that comes, I could hook it up and we could finish torching. Until then, guess what? We gotta use the grinder. Hold on. So let's go back this way. So I hooked up. Robert, you just can't tell me. So I hooked up just an old grinder that I got from the garage sale when I lived in, where did I live in? Rahway. Well, not Rahway. No, not Avenel either. Where did I live? It was Avenel. Was it Avenel? Edison. I lived in Edison. The guy across the way, he used to buy tools. This was brand new, Skill, nice and heavy duty, $10. So I guess this was going to get the job done. So I'm going to grind it down a little bit safer. And I made sure I still have my fire extinguisher recharged. And now I have 2 next to me. So if that water one didn't put out the fire, you grab the chemical one and say, holy crap, this is going down. Yeah, it's going down now. Boom. And then you're like, what a mess. You might as well walk out of the shop and watch the white go down on every one of your tools and just go, this is going to suck to clean up. Because it sucks to clean up. That's why I hit with the water-based one. Not the smartest thing to do when you have a gas fire. Worked though. I'm telling you, I told you that thing works. That thing's a lifesaver. Didn't blow up my shop. So let me set up the grinding, and then keep on watching. I'll be grinding away until we get this plow set up off. Bye.